if you're wondering why I'm not doing the Trinity Pauling fight song, I have no idea if Trinity Pauling won or not. So I can't really do a fight song unless I know if they won or not. And even then, they have to win in order for me to do it. So that's why. Sadly enough, that's the least of what I'm worried about right now. Folks, you can say that the weather around me right now, even though it's very, very early in the morning and the sun has only just started to rise, is kind of a sign. But today's the day. This will be my last Keuka Lake video of 2021. And needless to say, that is my low. I do not think it gets much. I do not think this could get much lower than this. I'm so sad I can't even talk straight. You know, where do I even begin? Well, actually, let me get to my high and my act of kindness and talk about some things I want to talk about first. So, my high was yesterday I got to spend the day with my father. We went to church, we went to dinner, watched some good college football. A new episode of Amphibia came out yesterday, which you better believe I'm going to be talking about. And, you know, I have NFL picks to make, which I have in my pocket right now, but I'll be getting them momentarily. Seriously, it's so dark out. Even though the water is clear, you can't see. But to be perfectly honest, this is the sort of weather that I actually always kind of liked. I swear that's got to be God up there being like, you know, it's your last day up at Keuka Lake, so I'm going to give you a weather that you do kind of enjoy up here. As a send-off, I guess. I don't know. But, yes, good morning, happy Sunday, everybody. So, after a good 5 months, we were treated to the Season 3 opening episode of Amphibia. So, this is technically episode 41 of Amphibia. So, the episode is titled The New Normal, which, if you remember, at the end of Season 2, Anne and the Planner family got back to Earth. One problem, though. The Planner family's not supposed to be there. So, they actually do answer a lot of questions right away. Like, there is no time lapse. There's, like, nothing. Anne really has been away from her parents for 5 months altogether. Really, it was 5, because remember, the beginning of Season 2 indicated that it was like 3 months since the end of Season 1 and the beginning of Season 2. So, yeah, 5 months altogether. And that's how long Anne was away from her family. So, needless to say, the episode, they were trying to be really clever about this, and I really do feel it worked. Because of the fact that the Planner family are obviously a group of giant talking frogs, and the fact that Anne hasn't been seen in months, and it would be really shocking if anyone just saw her right out of the blue, they had to be put under quarantine. Which, I really thought they were going to, I'll be honest, because I did see the promos for this episode, and I'm thinking, wait, are they going to say that while Anne was gone, the pandemic happened? Because that would be really freaky. Well, technically that would be a time lapse, but then again, it would be a lot longer than 5 months that she was gone. Anyway, so basically, after a while, the Planner family gets stir crazy, and so just for a test run, they go to the market, supermarket, whatever. Meanwhile, on the flip side, King Andreas sent a killer robot to kill Anne. So basically, they're trying to go shopping while a killer robot is going after them Terminator style. And not just T8, not T800, well, kind of T800, like T1000, man. There's like camouflage and stuff like that. It's got weapons and stuff. And like, here's the best part. Anne knows that she and the Planner family have to fight this robot off without her parents knowing. So here's what they do. They separate for a little bit. Obviously, Anne proving that she's responsible. And that's another thing. This show did a great job of really showing off how much Anne has grown as a character. And I love that. She's a lot more responsible now. And her parents noticed it too. Like, this is the sort of natural character progression that a good show has. And I love it. And the fact that Hop Hop is technically a parent himself, he could vouch for Anne, which was nice. I like that part. So their plan is, in order to fight the robot, which can turn invisible, by the way, and is not to make a scene, they sneak into customer service, like put on really loud rock and roll music to distract everyone so no one could see them fighting. That's brilliant, actually. And it was a really, I think it was like an original rock and roll song they were using, but it was good music. Like, seriously, I'm going to watch that scene. I'm going to watch that episode again, just for I'm going to see it again regardless. But I'm going to watch that scene over and over. I was getting, real Kingsman vibes, kind of. It was awesome. So, it turns out the reason why King Andreas wants to kill Anne is because Anne still has the residual blue energy from the blue gem. And so it's like those crazy powers or whatever. And so King Andreas wants to kill her to reactivate the Calamity Box and obviously take over multiple worlds and stuff, right? Here's the thing. It's now been established that every time Anne uses these powers, two things occur. One, she's under very emotional stress, and not the good kind either. This is very heavy-hitting stuff that gets to her. In this episode, it was the Planner family about to be hurt by, the robot, obviously. Another thing is after she uses these powers, she becomes incredibly weak. To the point where she collapses onto the ground. And they did a really cool joke, too, where they go to the market and they find durian fruit, which, for those of you who don't know, durian is a really special fruit from Thailand that's known for having a very pungent odor, like rotten meat, rotten eggs odor. It's not very pleasant. Needless to say, it's a very controversial thing to eat. Although I will admit, I am curious to try it myself one day. I'm not in any hurry to do it, but I am curious to try it. But that's neither here nor there. And so, to wake Anne up after she collapsed after using her powers, they use the durian fruit like smelling salts. That's brilliant. That was hilarious, actually. It was great. I love that. So, needless to say, the robot got away, so it's still out there. And Anne was at least able to prove that she's a lot more responsible. I mean, by all accounts, this is a new change for everyone in the Planner family. Anne's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Voonchoy, who I like them. They're they act exactly like parents would react in this situation. They're freaked out a little bit and they're apprehensive of what's going on. But at the same time, they're very understanding of the situation. I like that. That's good parenting. So, I mean, it's a little hard to say where, they rank in the all-time great, animated parents of all time, but they're good parents. I like that. Or fictional parents of all time. I mean, you got some pretty big contenders up there for, the greatest parents in all of fiction. Atticus Finch, Kratos from God of War. You got some really good ones. Nigel Thornberry, even though his responsibility is kind of lacking, but that's a different point entirely. Seriously, who doesn't like Nigel Thornberry? Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. So yes, this was a great opener to season 3. And this is going to be a big episode when they didn't even show the opening. They just did the title screen of Amphibia and did the fancy music or whatever for it. They cut to the title of the episode and we're in. Literally right where we left off. Anne and the Planner family landed on a car in the middle of the freeway. Luckily, though, it was in Los Angeles, so the freeway wasn't really moving. Yeah, apparently they really try to be authentic with how the traffic in LA is. Cool. And it was really fun seeing the Planner family interact with some of the stuff going on in our world. Like, they tried noodles for the first time. That was really cool. They were looking at, like, all the fruit and produce and stuff, and it was really cool. Sprig being fascinated with the microwave and almost putting Anne's phone in it. That was like, no, don't do that. That was good. This was a great episode. One of these days after the series is long and over, I'm probably going to have to do like a top 10 Amphibia episodes, which admittedly I am kind of working on right now. I will say though, if I were to do it, because here's the thing with doing top 10s, like getting like 1, 2, and 3 are easy to do. It's the rest that are hard. Although I could tell you that, let's say that the season already ended, the series already ended, I would have told you that number 2 would be Reunion, number 1, True Colors. But that's just me. Anyway, so literally the season 1 finale and the season 2 finale. I reversed the, and no, I didn't get the numbers mixed up. That's how I would rank it. Anyway, right. So I have NFL picks to make, don't I? Let's get started. All right, let me got my sheet right here. All right, so the Titans versus the Jets. I'm going Titans. That's easy. Let's see. The Lions and the Bears. I'll be honest, both teams really aren't very good, but I think the Bears are doing a little bit better, so I'll go with the Bears. The Colts and the Dolphins. Yeah, this is another scenario where like both teams really aren't very good. I had an itch in my face. There we go. There we go. But I think I'll go with the Dolphins. I think it's time to go fins up today. See the Browns and the Vikings. Oh, please. I'm going the Browns. They're actually really good so far. Although Skip Bayless did bring up the fact that Odell Beckham Jr. is back. And so, honestly, as great as having Odell is, you know, Baker Mayfield may get a little flustered with more targets to throw at. And that's actually what got him the year after his rookie year. At least that's what I noticed. Let's see. But yeah, I'm still picking the Browns over the Vikings. The Washington football team over the Falcons. Okay, you know what? I'm through with even picking the Falcons ever again. You know, when I don't pick them, they win. When I do pick them, they don't win. So you know what? The Washington football team, yes, they are a division rival, but quite frankly, if anyone in my division can beat the Falcons right now, or anyone can beat the Falcons right now, I'm picking the Washington football team. They have a very stout defense. And Taylor Heineke is not bad. I really do like the guy. Let's see. The Houston Texans and the Buffalo Bills. Oh, please. Let's go, Buffalo. Please. I'm not necessarily a Buffalo Bills fan, but I have enough of a soft spot for the Bills where, you know what? I'll pick the Bills. Why not? Let's rock with that. So, yeah, I'm picking the Bills over the Texans. Let's see. The Giants and the Saints. Okay, see, this is why I'm not picking the Falcons anymore, because only the Giants would screw up beating the Falcons. And if the Giants would screw up that, they have no chance. I'm picking the Saints over the Giants. No question. Let's see. The Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Chiefs. Go Chiefs, as Andy Reid would say. So, please. I mean, yeah, I know the Chiefs are kind of struggling right now. Seriously, the Chiefs are last in their division. When's the last time that's ever happened? And it's starting to kind of rain right now. I better get going. So, yeah. I'm picking the... Plus, come on. Like, I'm really going to pick the Eagles. So, yeah, I'm picking the Chiefs over the Eagles. No questions about that. Let's see. The Carolina Panthers versus my Dallas Cowboys. They're my Dallas Cowboys. Go Cowboys. Picking Cowboys. Let's see. The Seattle Seahawks versus the San Francisco 49ers. You know what? The Seattle's kind of in a rut right now, as they lost 2 games where they really should have won. I think they can beat the 49ers. It's a division game. It's going to be a big one. So I will admit, though, this is one instance where if the Seahawks lose, I'm still going to laugh, partly because I really do like George Kittle. George Kittle is the man. Let's see. The Arizona Cardinals versus the Los Angeles Rams. You know what? I'm actually going to go away from my norm. Because I really would have picked the Cardinals because of Kyler Murray and Chandler Jones and those guys. But I always did like Matthew Stafford. And by all accounts, Matthew Stafford did come before Kyler Murray. So, yeah. I'm actually going to pick the Los Angeles Rams over the Cardinals. Although I will admit, I kind of hope I'm wrong. Let's see, the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, the Steelers are terrible, and even though Green Bay is doing better than they did in week 1, I still feel they're in disarray, but I would still pick the Packers over the Steelers. Let's see, the Baltimore Ravens versus the Denver Broncos. This is one where I'm actually kind of hoping I'm wrong about, because I really do expect the Ravens to beat the Broncos. But the Broncos are actually doing really good. Plus, I have family out in Colorado, and I love my family very much, as you all know. So I'll pick the Ravens over the Broncos, but I really do hope I'm kind of wrong about that. And now we get to the final game of the evening. The game that probably everyone's been marking on their calendars since the announcement of the schedules. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New England Patriots. Tom Brady going up against his old team. Of course they would save this for Sunday night. Why wouldn't they? I'll admit, I really do expect the Buccaneers to completely destroy the Patriots. In fact, I have the Buccaneers beating the Patriots right now. I'm not even gonna lie. But let's be real here. It ain't going to be about the game. It's going to be about the story that they're going to be talking about before the game. Like Tom Brady spent 20 plus years in New England. You know, he won them 6 Super Bowls, all that stuff. Not to mention, Brady leaves to go to Tampa Bay and he wins a Super Bowl there too. Like, that's all everyone's going to be talking about. Honestly, the only reason why I'm keeping my talk about this short is because what am I going to add that no one else has already talked about? So, yeah. I'm picking the Buccaneers over the Patriots. So, for a quick recap, I'm picking the Titans, the Bears, the Dolphins, the Browns, the Washington football team, the Bills, the Saints, the Chiefs, go Cowboys, the Seahawks, Rams, Packers, Ravens, and Buccaneers. So, here's a, let me see if I can do this. Hold on. Give you guys a second to copy all that down. And as per usual, the ones that I circle are the ones that I picked. So here, give you a second to copy all that down a little bit. There we go. I think that's enough. So yeah. You know what, honestly? For a final Keuka Lake video, this wasn't bad. In fact, I'm actually not feeling so sad anymore. I mean, let's be real here. Of course I knew this was going to happen. It's the end of the summer ended weeks ago. You know, there's clearly leaves. If you can see behind me, there's leaves changing colors everywhere. In fact, let me get a better view of the rest of the lake. See? Look at that. You can clearly see a bunch of the leaves have already turned like the respective fall colors. I mean, you still see some green, obviously, but it's green. So take that what you will. And I was trying to give this some thought too. I mean, you guys all at this point, you guys know my summer of 2018, the year I first started making videos, was tragically ruined because I had to go get myself some help. Therefore, I really couldn't do as many Keuka Lake videos as I would have remotely wanted to do. So needless to say, I've always tried to make it a goal to make every single summer better. I mean, 2019 could only have been better by default. But I really have been noticing this. And not just because 2018 was as bad as it was. But, well, again, I only say it's bad because it was cut short. I really do think this was the best summer of Keuka Lake videos I've ever done. And granted, there are some legit factors causing that. I mean, becoming an uncle to a third nephew, that's a big one. The fact I was literally up here for another week, I came up here at least one more time, longer than I thought. I think I might actually have legitimately 36 Keuka Lake videos with this one. I mean, someone could probably go back and count, but I think I legitimately have 36 Keuka Lake videos. I say 36 because remember, there's 365 days in a year. And 36, give or take, is 1/10 of that. So I've literally spent 1/10 of all of my yearly videos up here. So if anyone wants to do like some sort of percentages on that, you know, it's the internet. Someone's going to be doing that. I don't know. But yeah, I have legit spent 1/10 of 2021 up here. Not fully. I mean, obviously, I got different times of the day and left different times of the day, stuff like that. But you get the idea. You know, this is good. You know, this was a great summer. And yeah, I know. Like, I didn't really say this on New Year's back then, but one of my goals was to have like a bunch of people come up here. You know, a bunch of friends I have, like Facebook friends and stuff like that. And I wanted to do that so bad. But here's the thing. Pandemic or not, it was going to be hard to do. Seriously, just having I've had my grandparents come up here and, you know, other family members, but they're family members. You know, they love me no matter what. We love each other no matter what because, you know, we're family. And granted, we still try and make everything look nice, and that's the problem. Like, no matter who the visitors are, be they friend or family, like, it is a task and a half to make sure everything gets ready. I mean, you need bare minimum a week to prepare for everything. You need to count how many people are going to be around. You got to make sure there's plenty of food and beverages. You got to make sure everything's vacuumed, looks nice. You know, the inside looks nice. The outside looks nice. It's a lot of work. But I guess any truly great entertainer will tell you that it takes a lot of hard work to you know, get stuff done. And that's actually another thing too. One of the things that kept me going back in 2018 is I would occasionally I got in sort of a habit of looking up my astrological sign. I'm a Capricorn, by the way. And, you know, sometimes I'll look up on like Google and I'll see articles about, you know, what this week is going to be like for 3 certain individual astrological signs. I never see anything Capricorn related, but today was different because I did. And basically the article was 3 astrological signs that are going to have a hard week starting on October 4th. And Capricorn was one of them. And it was funny. It was really just talking about how, like, hard work comes easy for me, but this is going to be a week where, like, all of my hard work will only produce, like, mediocre results. Which, you know, I'm not necessarily sad about that. Although, if you were to tell me that the week of October 4th was going to be a rough week for me, I would have told you the reason why, at least for me, was because of today. Even though today is the 3rd. Well, today's my last Keuka Lake. Today's the last day I'm going to be up at Keuka Lake. I mean, do I even need to tell you that already that's bad? And sad? And in no way, shape, or form makes me glad? Sorry, Listen, I know I'm feeling down, but come on, I had to try and add some levity to this. I mean, this is Keuka Lake. I love this place. I mean, the one thing I can always... And you know what? It literally took me a lot longer than it should have for me to finally be able to just tell myself, Keuka Lake has been around since the Ice Age. It was formed hundreds of millions of years ago. needless to say, it's going to be there. It's going to be where it is long after I'm dead. Hopefully that won't be for a very long time from now. My point is, this place isn't going anywhere. It's not. You know, you're still going to be able to look on a map at the Finger Lakes. You see the lake that looks like the letter Y. That's Keuka Lake. And it's still going to be there. And no matter what, I'm always going to be thinking of this place. I am. I mean, obviously not every day. I mean, sometimes I'll probably, you know what? Maybe sometimes throughout, you know, the rest of October, November, December, and all the way up until we're up here Memorial Day of 2022, you know, maybe some days will be so good, I wouldn't even need to be thinking about Keuka Lake. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing because I always want to have this place in my heart. But, you know, I'm not going to be perfect about that. And that's fine. I'm just kind of, I mean, I can still feel sad about, you know, the fact this is my last day up here. You know, I have a right to express my emotions. I'm a grown man, you see. You know, you are, you know, because I mentioned this before, but, you know, I have been seeing someone. And, you know, one thing that I have been working on is being able to share my emotions. And, you know, I keep being told that, you know, it's good. It's good you want to share your emotions. It's natural to want to share. Like, how I feel right now is completely natural. Because, and keep in mind, what I'm about to say is technically subject to change. This was the best summer ever. Since I've started making videos, 2021 has been the best summer ever. I mean, where did I even start with it? You know, my family was up here on my mother's side for a week. You know, I became an uncle to a third nephew. I got to play with my other two nephews when they were up here. You know, all the boat rides, you know, the sunshine, the places we went to for dinner after church. Which, interestingly enough, last night my father and I went to this place called the Boathouse on Juanita. It's not bad. Really more of a bar food type place. And as good as it was, it technically doesn't fall under it won't fall under one of Keuka Lake's best because it's not at Keuka Lake. Obviously, it's at Juanita Lake. But it was still very good. I do highly recommend it. But, yeah. So, not everything was perfect. I mean, again, one of these summers, I really do want to make an effort to say I went to all 13 of the best places that Keuka Lake has to offer for dinner. For a bite to eat. For just a bite to eat in general. You know, be it breakfast, lunch, brunch, dinner, all that stuff. I really do want to be able to say that. And we went to 6 places. You know, to my knowledge, we went to Waterfront, Antique Inn, Top of the Lake, Village Tavern, Switz, obviously, and, oh, goodness me, don't tell me. And Timberstone. So, 6. Yeah, Timberstone. So, yeah, Timberstone, Switz, Antique Inn, Top of the Lake, Waterfront, and, yeah, Village Tavern. So, yeah, there we go. That's 6 out of 13. Which is better than last year. I mean, we went to 5 last year. And one of those places I just mentioned we didn't even go to last year. So, there you go. Honestly, yeah, I'm calling it here. I may be sad right now that this is my final day up here. But I am happy to say this was the best summer I've had since I've started making videos. All together. And here's to hoping that at the very least, more good times are coming. Like, favorite, share, the subscribe button, follow me on social platforms. I'm very humble in this video for all of you guys watching. Enjoy for the movie. A wonderful, wonderful Sunday. And remember, you guys, I'm talking to you. We're here to learn. We're back. Take care and make good choices. See ya. One last time, though. My God, this is beautiful. It never gets old. This never gets old. I really could just look at the background behind me. I'm not even kidding. Like, I could stare like into the camera, look like a giant selfie type thing, and just stare for like ever. Man, I love it here. So, thank you, Keuka Lake. You know, this was the best summer ever. And I can only hope that next year is better. I mean, actually, literally, it's been getting better for like literally every year has been progressively getting better. So, if I'm calling this the best summer, I'm actually kind of confident for next year. Take care, everybody. And next time you see me up here, it's going to be May of 2022. Probably. I mean, if they do the polar bear plunge up at the Swits, I'll probably do a video up there. But for the most part, it's the last time you'll see me till May of 2022. Up here, it is. Still be making videos every day, though. I'm not going anywhere. Okay, listen, I'm rambling because I really want this video to be long, because I really want you guys to take this all in. I really do. Because this is a beautiful place. The Finger Lakes region in general is a beautiful place. So, to literally anyone watching this, like, if you can go to any of the Finger Lakes at all, do it. Just do it. Like, it really will be worth your time. Although, and yeah, I am being kind of biased, going to Keuka Lake's the best. Take care, everybody.